Welcome to part 2 of the Fate Unlimited Code System Mechanics tutorial. My tag is Clive Solich. I took 3rd at Moonlit Madness 2019 in Fate Unlimited Codes, and 4th at the CE Otaku 2018 side tournament for Fate Unlimited Codes. This is the second part of the system tutorial, this is the advanced section. So I'm going to be going over a couple things I missed, and a lot of more advanced stuff that I didn't include in the first section on purpose. Anyway, I'm going to start off with Saber and Rider for this. Let's go here. I'm going to be switching stages throughout it just for music and because I got to switch character anyway. For certain things. So, turn on input display. Alright, I'm going to start with fastfall. So, by holding down during a jump, you can actually make yourself start falling faster. See? Normal jump. Fastfall. You just hold down. It's very easy. It doesn't consume your air options, so you can do stuff like, I'm going to double jump and then fastfall. And then fastfall, and then double jump. You can even fastfall, then double jump, then fastfall again. Fastfall, double jump. Fastfall, double jump, fastfall. It's very useful. Some characters have aerials that are better for crossing up when you fastball. Like that one. So it's very useful. There is something I do need to go over about fastball. You can't actually start a fastball in the middle of an aerial animation. So if you want to do a fastball into an aerial attack of any kind, you have to start the fastball and then press it. So you do have to time the aerial, you don't have to time the fastball. It's very good. Up next, you can also fastball out of a super jump and a turned around super jump. And you can also super jump, turn around while fastballing. So, fastball is incredible. You should definitely make use of it. Next thing I want to go over is air tech double jump. So, after you get hit in the air, if you press the button plus back, you'll air tech while you're in the air. If they drop their combo and you're still in the air, you can just press neutral and you'll neutral tech, or of course forward for forward air tech. However, you can actually double jump after an air tech. What's that? You can double jump as soon as you start the air tech. See? Reasons for this are, the game doesn't actually let you do aerials on your way down, unless you double jump first. So it's really useful for that. You also can't fastball on your way down, unless you double jump. So it's very useful. To give you an idea, you can even like crash down with like an ambiguous cross up. Like you can crash down with an ambiguous cross up. I did it wrong. See, it's inside. Would have been crossed up if I missed it. Oh, come on. The timing is very tricky if you want to get the... If you want to get the ambiguous cross up out of the fastball. Or barely. There we go. So it's really good. Another use of air tech double jump is the fact that you can actually do specials in the air after an air tech double jump. So, for example, Sakura can do her J214, which hits low. So, like, if your opponent drops a combo, you can just fall down with aerial. Like, you can just do an aerial low from the top of the screen. And you can even make it ambiguous on which side, too. It's super busted for Sakura. Or if you're playing faster, you can even... This is probably going to be the silliest thing you can do with air tech double jump, but I do kind of want to show it off, because it's... Like, it's really silly. So I might as well show it off just as an example of why it's so good. Did you see how long it was floating there? Yeah, just flying in the sky. It's super good. So I strongly recommend learning how to do that. You just double jump after you air tech, and then you can do your specials in the air, or fastfall to crash down with an ambiguous cross up, etc. It's just very good in general. So if your opponent drops a combo and you're in the air, you should definitely make use of double jump. You don't want to always double jump, but usually you do want to double jump after air attack. RC. Alright, next we're going to go into the actual advanced stuff. Let's go into... Oops, I hit X. Anyway, let's go into RC next. So, RC, Reflect-Cancel. I'm going to use Sakura for this. She's not the only character who has use of it, but, let's go here. So as I mentioned before, the Reflect Guard... So the animation of Reflect Guard is pretty short, but it does have some recovery. However, as you remember, D is Reflect Guard, Cross is the default. But Reflect Guard is immediately cancelable into any normal, jump. It is not into super jump. You will do a normal jump even if you input super jump. Throw. So you can even throw. Special. And if you have a crap load of meter, you can even do like... Not easy, but super. See, you can even do super with it. So it's really good. But also, you can also cancel basically any attack into it. Like... Like, you can even do stuff like cancel projectiles. You can cancel stuff during startup too. So you can do stuff like take an overhead, go into a low, take an overhead, go into a low, or take an overhead into a throw. It's super good. You can also RC projectiles. And you can even... Oh crap, I was getting RC. You can also cancel it into specials, including teleports. It's super good. You can also RC... Yes, RC is incredible. It's very useful for all sorts of tech. Alright, the next thing I want to go over is Throw OS. So, Throw in this game is 6 AB, right? However, it's got this animation, and this animation is very punishable. Like... Oh no, I got counter hit. I don't want that. So, like, I had time to block. The way that works is because the entire animation of Throw-whiff is activate cancelable. You can even do, like, really fast. And you can just input it immediately as an OS. See, out of range for throw. Got the throw. If you do it right, it will be a cancel activate and not a neutral activate. And what that means is it won't have the shockwave and you won't heal during the duration of it. So because it doesn't have the shockwave, it is also worth noting that it is the fastest way to cancel activate in your opponent's face. Which has a lot of uses, especially if your character has something that needs activate or changes property in activate, or you have a 300 meter activate available, like that. It's very useful. Throw OS is incredibly useful, especially just for throwing safely. It does cost meter. It does activate, so it does require you to have the meter to activate. So I can't do it when I don't have at least 100 meter. And of course, during activate, your meter drains down, which is how activate works. And so that works as the timer for activate. All right, now that I went over Throw OS, I'm going to go over Unscale. Actually, I'm going to go over TK first. So, TK in this game. So, some characters have aerial specials that can be used in the air. And what TK is for is it's an exploit to get the special out really low to the ground, named after that move of Sagat's in Street Fighter, for those of you who are curious about the history. Anyway, it's just, you just input up in the middle of or at the end of the special animation to do it, so, like that. So, for 214, I recommend doing it as 214785. For 236, 236985. Sakura doesn't have a 236 though. Saber does though, or Saber also does. For 63, 63695. Like that. Like that. And then for 22, 282. It's very useful to do it as 282 rather than 228. So 282 for 22 is easier because that's easy. But you can do it as 228, it's just harder. So it's very useful. The thing is that when you're wanting to do a normal TK, I recommend having a frame kill for like 2 and 4, because otherwise if you do 2 and 4 7 and you just input it, you'll get a TKC, which is another very useful mechanic. But that's why I do a frame kill when I want normal TK, because in this game both TK and TKC are a thing. So I'll go over TKC later. I'm gonna go over Actually, I'm gonna go over TKC now. So I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. That's why this game's execution is ridiculous, and also why this game has like a lot of really long combos. So certain specials are jump cancel and hit, and the startup of jump is universally special cancel. See, I jump. Did you see that blue right there? That's because I did a super jump, but I special canceled the startup of the super jump. It's worth noting that it doesnn't matter if it's a super jump or a normal jump for TKC. You can do either. And for the most part with TK, you can also do either. So that's TKC. It's very useful because a lot of specials in this game are jump cancel on hit. So like, this special is not special cancel. However, it is jump cancelable. So because it's jump cancelable, I can cancel it into another special. You can't actually TKC a move into itself. Disclaimer, you can't, there's sort of a way to do it when activated, but that's the disclaimer. See, I can't do a 421A, 421-7A. It won't work. The game won't let it happen. Like, it just will not allow it. Like, it will often, like, it will even just often just, like, see, that was 42147A, but because I canceled it out of 421A, it was actually locked out of 421A, so it did 2147A. Which makes doing 421, doing TK 63 236, so doing 63 into TK C 236 easier, and it also makes doing but it does mean that you can't TKC a move into itself. Because that would be really broken. You can, however, do TK, do 421A, TKC into 421C. The different variations of the special are considered different moves. Also worth noting is that the different for characters who have a any sort of recast special system where one of the versions is jump cancelable, like with Faber, for example, she has 214XC, and 214XC is jump cancelable. 214X and 214XC are treated as two separate specials. So the second hit, or the second input, the 214XC part, 214X, 214XC. 214XC is jump cancelable. However, I can do 214C. I can actually do 214C, 214-7C. So I can do it now. I can even do like 214C into 214C. 214CC into 214CC by doing TKC. Because they are considered separate. So TKC is a big part of why this game is known for being really busted, and the other thing that's a huge part of why this game is known for being really busted is Unscale Glitch. So I'm going to switch to Saber Alter for this. So, Unscale Glitch, I guess I should give an example of combo to use TKC. See, I can't actually, her 63A cannot be like special cancelled, but it can be jump canceled. So because of that, I can do like this. TK to get double meter damage. That's a really good example of the use for it. So now I'm going to go over Unscale. So in this game, supers do scale, with the exception of a few. So, TK. I don't want to drop it. So this one doesn't scale no matter what. That one always does a flat 1k in each hit. However, no. No, 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 no. No. This only does like 1,300 to combo into it normally, versus 2,400. And the activated version is the same. 2,400, 2,500. So, however, there's a glitch in this game. So, if you throw out a projectile such that it hits after the super flash, but before the super actually connects, the game will incorrectly calculate damage, and you will do damage as if you landed in neutral. The easiest way to do that is, of course, by using Activate, because, well, Activate you can super cancel specials, so you can just super cancel the projectile after throwing out the projectile immediately into it, before the projectile even hits. However, you don't actually have to be activated to do an Unscale. Some characters can do it with the Force Guard too. So I actually had a little bit of trouble getting the example up for RC for Unscale, so I decided to just sort of redo that example. And also the audio crapped out. So because of the combination of those two things, I decided to make a little splice. Anyway, input display on. So you can also use RC for Unscale. So for an example of this, okay, I got it. Got it first try. So the way I did that was I did 5A, 2A, 5B, 2B, 6B, 5C, 63, and then 5C, 63A, and then I did TK, 236A, 63A, TK, 236A, and then after the second one, I did 236B, RC, 236, 236A. So, like that. It's really good. It lets you get 4.5k. And the reason you want to do that is sometimes, let's say you have a lot of meter, but you can't actually kill because you started the combo with throw or something. Or you just don't have enough to kill, or whatever. Whatever reason why you can't kill. See this? My meter's gonna drain all the way down to 0 now. Because I was activated. But, I also missed the Unscale too. So that's wonderful. But, RC doesn't have that problem. See, my meter stays where it is after I do it. I missed it, but my meter stays the same. So that's why you might want to do that. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to demonstrate it with the RC, but that's fine. The meter situation, but you saw that I had like 20 meter and I kept my 20 meter. So now I'm going to go over a combo that Saber Alter can do that does TK, TKC, and an Unscale, and sort of why it might be useful. So, I did that wrong. Okay, 5A, 2A. I missed it. I think the super hit wrong there. Ah, I missed it. I missed the RC. Okay, I got it back on. See, I did 5.3k or 5.2k off of a 5A, and because of the meter damage, my opponent couldn't even burst it. So that's a really good example of something that uses everything. As I did 5A, 2A, 5B, 2B, 6B, 5C, 63A, TK, 236A, did the 63A, TK, 236A twice. Then I did 63A, 6369C, then I landed 623C, activate in the air, did 236C, RC when I land, 236B, 236, 236A. If you have enough meter, you can actually get more, but that's definitely the easiest way to show off sort of an example of what you can get out of it. We already showed it off, so that's an example of a combo that sort of puts everything together, or it puts a lot of stuff together. But now I want to show off one more mechanic before I go. So this is crouch cancel. Well, activated only can you do this, but when you're activated, you can actually cancel jump start up with a crouch as well. So like, so when I'm activated, A2. See, I did it wrong. Nope. If you do it right, you can see some blue. See, I had blue shadow right there when I crouched. That's because I crouch canceled active jump startup. You can only do that while activated. See, it won't work otherwise. But an example of why you can use it is like Archer's TC when in bow mode is jump cancel on hit. But you can also, when activated, cancel it into itself. Like that. You can do it repeatedly too. It's not easy, but it's a big part of how some of his how a couple of his Unscale setups work. So it's really good. Another thing you can do out of it is like so you can cancel specials into normals that way, or you can even cancel a special into itself that way. Like that. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with it, just get creative. There's some Unscale that use it. Anyway, that's the last thing I wanted to show off. Fastfall, signing off.